Hi, welcome to my project presentation. This is Azmi, and this project of mine is on the lesson conducted by Dr. Winston Ang about the creation or construction of three-dimensional object, and in this case, using the medium clay and plaster. Apart from just learning about the construction and the technical aspect in the creation of the sculpture, it's also about understanding the visual space surrounding the sculpture, as well as learning about the interaction and conversation that an artist or a sculptor will have with its artwork. This can be viewed through the dialogue-based pictures in the slide. It will show you a different processes involved in this construction of the sculpture and the different emotion that is evoked through each processes and procedures. It's hard to reenact a scene or conversation that I have with my sculpture at that given time. Therefore, I try to recollect as much as possible and at the same time stay true to the essence of the process. I think it's an interesting way of working. Usually before this, it's more like working blindly and just learning about the technique and how to get the end product. And at the same time, you build your own standard, own expectation of how a work should be done or should be accomplished and how the end product should look like. Of course, you have to take into consideration that art is subjective and the outcome basically is controlled more by the impulses, visual discrimination, and each individual's aesthetic value. It was an interesting process for me in creating this particular structure because I've never worked with a human figure before. I've never construct human figure using clay or plaster. So it was a new experience, and at the same time it was going into it with a better understanding and awareness throughout the process of this construction. It was definitely a new kind of experience for me because for the first time I was conscious about what I was doing, more into the thought process and the interplay that was going through my mind, and I was made to understand that was exactly the conversation that I was having with my medium or my sculpture. Definitely it evoked a different emotions at different given time. It can be influenced by both external and internal factor. By external, I'm referring to the people around you, the surrounding, the environment, and internally is more emotion and mood that is affecting me or what I'm experiencing that given day or given time. And I think I was a bit influenced by Arvad Mungs because at that time I was reading the book on his life and his work. And at the same time I was also reading a book by Rudolf Arnhem and how it explains about shape, colors, balance, deformations of forms, and all these dynamic qualities and factors actually assist you in the creation of your artwork. I'm not gonna lie, I think there were times that I didn't want to continue with the work because it was very tedious and frustrating. So the conversation that I will have with my sculpture would be like, come on, work with me, be patient, just shut up. It was a release of negative energy, and subsequently you replace that with some positive input, a sense of motivation, and the conversation that I will have with my sculpture will be like, God, thank God you're working with me, you're pulling me through this. It's a good process, I'm finally gonna get it done, and things are going smoothly. Well done, a sigh of relief. But ultimately, it was mixed emotion, and I must admit that I came out of it a better student with a deeper understanding about the work that I creating, and hopefully it will make me be more prepared in the process of becoming a good art teacher or art educator. Another aspect of the lesson that I've learned toward the end of the whole lesson process was that about the interrelation between my sculpture and another object, and how we can play about with the distance, the lighting, the space, and create a dialectical tension, and how it can convey a certain existential emotion feeling between the two objects. And it may not be something that is very obvious, but rather something that is suggestive rather than descriptive, and it makes the viewer ponder about the message that is trying to be put across. Overall, I did enjoy the lesson, and it was really invigorating to be able to have a deeper knowledge about the different aspects of art and the definition of art, as well as the different factors, both psychological and physiological, and at times even metaphysically. And this will bring about a great improvement in the artwork being created, and hopefully entrench further in the specialization of creativity in the specific area of art. In the book included in this project, you will see there are a lot more empty pages, and before that I actually stated that the conversation continues, and basically it does, for it's the first thing that I see when I walk into my room, and it's the first thing that I see when I look into the mirror. So I'll let you know how the conversation ensue.